Welcome into the In Off the Bench podcast. My name is Jim Cross. Daniel Ball will be joining us here shortly. Normally, this is his intro, but I'm taking over. We can't waste any time. We got a big time guest, but we got to plug the sponsors. Chinook Ceadery, 8 flavors, mild to wild, the best in the game, less salt, no sandpaper tongue. Jesus One Apparel, empowering men and women with John 16:33, and of course, Old Dominic Distillery in the heart of downtown Memphis. So go get yours today. Whiskey, vodka, bourbon, gin. They got it all. But let's not waste any more time. Sawyer, how we doing tonight, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm doing all right. I'm blessed to be on the show. It's an honor, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no, it's an honor, man. And like I told you, anytime we get to talk Vandy, anytime we get to talk to a stud pitcher with some lettuce back there, hey, it's good time. But I gotta ask you off the top, man. This week we've been talking uniforms. We had some Oregon guests on. We had some North Carolina guests, some elite uniforms. But we were talking about the Oregon pinstripes. And when it comes to having a dark colored uniform with pinstripes, I think nobody has them like Vandy. But that's not the question I'm asking you. Like, are the Oregon, black pinstripes or the Vandy black pinstripes, are they kind of an underrated, overlooked uniform, you feel like?
I mean, when you think about college baseball uniforms, I feel like there's a couple that come to mind, and for me at least, I mean, Vandy's black pins are one of like the with the black and gold. Those are one that come to mind and jump out to me, man. So I think they're an amazing uniform. I know we love to wear them, and I mean, yeah, those unis are tough, and we always like to put them on.
Yeah, our dude Talon Haley, our local star pitcher around here in high school, he's committed to Vandy, and when he did his photo shoot after his official signing, man, he had those pins, and I was like, man, I'm not a big Vandy guy, but I can wear some clothing to support that, man. Give me a hoodie with those pins, I'll roll with it.
They're clean for sure.
But let's get into it, man. For those who don't know, where are you from?
I'm from Lakeland, Florida, so it's like right between Tampa and Orlando, like dead central Florida.
All right, yeah, I'm very familiar. I was stationed in Jacksonville. Daniel
Okay.
lives in Tampa, so we're aware of it. If we go to Lakeland specifically, though, because not the bigger cities around it, but just Lakeland, and you told us the one thing we had to go do. What is it?
Man, Lakeland's an interesting city. There's not too much going on, but there's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. It's weird. I mean, the Tigers play single A ball there, so you could go catch a game there. I mean, I'm trying to think. It's like where Publix started up the big supermarkets and
Like,
stuff like that.
that
So I
is
mean
something, man. They're everywhere.
that's a win, you know. So we got a couple notable people that come from there, but nothing crazy. I mean, there's not too much to do, but you could go check out a Tigers game. I think that's probably what I would recommend.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so Daniel's in the building. He's coming in. My man, Daniel, the host. All I did was ask him where he's from. You know what he told us we got to do in Lakeland, Florida, Daniel? We got to go to Publix. That's where it started.
Publix in Lakeland. I've probably been there a time or two.
Go get a pub
But I
sub,
told
man.
him
Delicious.
you're a Florida native. You're very aware of Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah, been there quite a few times actually. It's up and
I
coming.
mean, yeah,
they
you can back me up. There's not too much going on there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but nothing cool really to talk about.
Right. Very
I mean,
true.
unless you make it happen, hey, it's all about what y'all create.
That's true. That is true.
But we also talked about Daniel. We came off the Oregon pinstripes. We were talking about the Vandy pinstripes. I think these pinstripes are just getting overlooked in baseball. But Daniel and me are big advocate of black uniforms. As an LSU fan, I have to deal with our traditionalists who don't want anything to do with black, and I think that's just wrong, man. The dark uniforms are where it's at.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the black pens are obviously fire. I think we got the black just script Vanderbilt on it that we wear all the time. I mean,
You like the military browns or those? I mean, you did come from Air Force, so I feel like you might appreciate it. But some people feel like the brown is a little too much.
yeah, I mean it's up to preference, you know. I mean, it's wearing green on green is not necessarily something that a lot of people look at and think like, yeah, that's baseball. But
What's
I know
funny is
we
you
like
say
to wear
green.
'em.
I actually it is green, but it almost looks like a shade of like green brown. It really does fit the whole Army dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It does its job for sure.
Well, let's talk family, Sawyer. Tell me about it. What's the family tree look like? You got mom, dad, brothers, sisters. Are you the youngest, the oldest? Are you big family, small family? We want to know
Yeah,
it all.
I got you. I got you. So my pops is a firefighter. He's up here just now because I graduated college today, so that's exciting. But my family's up here.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Nice.
it. But
And
my
Vandy,
pops
and
was up
Vandy
here.
ain't no minor degree. Look, we ain't talking about LSU, all right? If you graduated from Vandy, that means you went to class. That's facts.
That is one thing. We did have to go to class. It was kind of ass, but it is what it
Look, I'll
is.
tell you before you talk family, Sawyer, I just ought to set the table. I said that Ryan was the only Vandy guest, but that's actually not true. We actually had Hayden Leatherwood from Ole Miss, who admittedly left Vandy because he said he flunked out the first semester. Because in high school, he didn't really have to worry about his grades. And he found out no matter how good a baseball player you are, you go to Vandy, you better go to class and you better make the grades.
That's right. Nah, I mean, he definitely preaches that. Corbs preaches that. We're student athletes at the end of the day, and Vanderbilt it's a heavy focus on the student part of that for sure. So, but yeah, family tree. Let's see. My pops is a firefighter. He's from Lakeland. My mom, she passed away when I was 15 from cancer. She died of cancer. So my stepmom has been a huge part of my life. My dad remarried a couple years after that. Her name is Jamie. She's up here with my dad right now, and I was an only child growing up, but she brought three kids into the mix, which, at first I was I don't know how I felt about that. I was a little hesitant to have some new kids in the mix, but they're all really cool. I got Addie, my stepsister. She's 16 now, so she's driving, and I've got to see her kind of grow up throughout the years, which has been cool. And then two little brothers, Knox, like Fort Knox and North, like the cardinal direction. They're cool dudes. They go to the
You
school that I
inherited
went
a whole
to
bunch of
growing
little
up.
siblings to beat up on.
Exactly. So I got that kind of. I grew up an only child, but now I'm kind of fitting into that older brother mold kind of deal, and it's been fun. So
Nice. Well, you seem like you've been through it all and you've done it all. Swimming, golf, baseball. Like, did you have any free time to just be a kid and go out and like jump in the pool or swim in the
Well, he did.
ocean? Like,
He swam.
yeah, exactly.
but like it's different though when you are like swimming on a team or because it's not as fun, I don't think. Like it's fun, but it's like you're
It's
still
competition.
right.
Yeah,
You don't get to
yeah.
just go play hoops in the pool or play chicken or whatever.
No, yeah.
Cannonball, man.
I mean, growing up, I mean, when we weren't playing baseball or doing a certain sport, I mean, I played basketball during the winter kind of areas. I played baseball spring and summer, but anytime we did have free time, me and my homies were hitting the links, playing pool basketball was definitely a thing that we actually did a lot growing up.
Oh, you know what? You're up in Daniel's lane now because I've been served up a bunch of pool basketball. He takes it pretty seriously. You better
Oh,
be able to play in the pool, out the pool, down the street. My man's making shots like Jordan in the commercial back in the day.
no, it's intense, man. We were throwing bows and stuff in the pool, getting into it, so it was fun for sure.
That's the part I want. But then this man starts making me go outside the pool in the game of horse and trick shot me. I thought we was going to wrestle the whole time. I was just going to use my weight.
Left hand, right hand, off the glass, you name it, off the wall, off the glass. Like
I can't use my left.
That's the one thing.
A guy like you who can do everything can't use. I don't even believe it.
I don't believe it. I think you could. I think you could figure it out. But you graduated high school with honors. You played all three sports at school at McKeel Academy of Technology. Is there anything that you don't do well? Obviously, you're smart. You play a lot of sports. Like, humble us and be like, yeah, I'm just not good at what?
I mean, I'm trying to think here. It's a long list, but I mean,
I don't believe it. I just don't believe that.
I promise you. I got a lot of flaws and imperfections. I think one of them is
left-handed stuff.
Well, I can't do anything lefty. One, I can't cook. I can barely cook hamburger helper, and that tells you the directions of the box.
But you know what? Do like I did. I got a wife who can cook. I can't cook either, and I don't have to worry about it. So when that time comes, make sure you screen them. Hey, where are we at in the cooking department?
That's a deal-breaking question. Where are we at in the kitchen?
And yeah, I mean, my girlfriend could cook up some pretty good stuff, so I'm already kind of planting that seed in her, knowing that she's got to pause, but just knowing what she's got to do when the time comes.
But here's the deal. Here's how you gotta phrase it, because you don't want to come off a certain way. You got to go, hey, you're dynamite in the kitchen. Can you help me learn?
Right.
You don't do what Jim does and go, that's where you need to be. Just go cook my
No,
dinner.
and hey, and never look. Everybody says this like they know, but way back when in our first year marriage, I made the mistake of telling her that she did not make something as good as my mom. And everybody says they know not to say that, but man, I don't know, it can happen. And I said it, and man, I had hell to pay. She didn't cook for a hot minute, making me pay for that comment. So don't ever compare to your family's cooking. If your dad makes the best dish ever, keep that to yourself.
I got you. I'll write that down. I'll keep that in mind.
But
Well,
man, you went to Air Force. You know, Daniel, we got to know, like he can with those kind of all those sports accolades, like
any school is like at his disposal, and like you choose like and I'm not saying this in a certain way. I just when you have the talents that you do, like even Paul Skeens was smart enough to go, I don't want to go to Air Force. So
Right.
you know,
unless
why?
you wanted to be a fighter pilot just like he did, then that could be the case.
True. So you know, why Air Force?
I think when you guys talk about talents and all this stuff, that wasn't me in high school. You know, I was that was my only Division 1 offer coming out of high school. I really only had one option, and I kind of wanted to set myself up for the future in that aspect because I knew, like, hey, this is my only D1 offer. Baseball might not be my thing for the future and for a career. So I gotta find something where I know that I can have kind of this sustained success and a career and a stable job that I can know that I can rely on and support my family. So I thought, that would be the kind of best case scenario for me. And leaving home was tough. Going out to all the way to Colorado Springs was tough. But I mean, at the end of the day, I took so much away from it in terms of,
Yeah.
Well, with
life
not knowing
lessons
where
and
you were going to be
values.
athletically, I think it's a great decision. Obviously, like I said, I joined the military, but Daniel, what they forgot to leave because it's called the Hawks file, which is fantastic on the Vandy SID department. But they put all these things that he did sports wise. They forgot to put he was mid. You know what I'm saying? Like because that's why he hadn't been humbled yet. Like it makes it
Exactly.
sound like he was the best at all of them. It's
I mean,
oh by the
No.
way, he was a National Honor Society type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just. But no, so you choose Air Force, and like you said, we've had Paul on here and talk about it, and it's not a bad program. Like, right, it's lack of availability. It sounded like he talked about. You don't have time for the weight room. He even talked about you don't necessarily have 8 hours of sleep. So for you, man, did you experience some of these things, or was it maybe the program he was going through where it felt like you just didn't have enough time to put in for baseball, or did you get plenty of time with it?
No, I mean you hit it on the tee. It's a grind every day. I mean, it's from 7 to noon. You're in class the whole time. Then you got noon meal formation and a bunch of other kind of ordeals to deal with in terms of the school and that aspect. And when you get down to the field, one, you're burnt out, and two, you have, a ton of stuff to deal with after you leave the field. So that kind of pressure that the school puts on you to perform outside of baseball definitely affects how you perform inside of baseball and the development that you gain from that program. But I mean, it is a great program. We got Coach Kaz there, who's the man. He's been there for years. He's and our pitching coach at the time, Ryan Forrest, was a dude, and he helped me. I mean, obviously become what I am today. Because like I said, when I left, high school, I was 87, 88, 89, a big, tall dude, not really knowing how to do anything with my body. So, I mean, they helped me in that aspect, but I think the school puts way too much, not way too much, but
Plus, you
in
weren't
terms
able to
of
grow the hair flow until you got out
yeah.
of Air Force. That was one of the biggest
that
problems
was the problem. Yeah, that
because
was the
elite
problem.
pitchers usually have good hair. That's just part of it. If they don't, they grow a stash
Yeah.
to make up for it.
Right,
That's
right,
key. But no, man, looking at the stats sophomore year specifically, Daniel, check this out. He had a 2.84 ERA over 22 appearances, 4-0 record with 8 saves, recorded 70 strikeouts over 50 innings, not scoreless appearances in 7 of his 12 conference games. So, man, you took absolute care of business. Obviously, the freshman year, you didn't have a bad year. I just see the development, a lot more experience. Talk about, you mentioned the coaching staff, but going from high school to Division 1 baseball, man, talk about the thing you learned the most going through that experience. Regardless if it's Air Force, it's still, man, you're playing high caliber baseball.
Yeah, yeah, and I hadn't seen that before in my life, really. I think when you see a Division 1 athlete coming out of where I come from, it's kind of an outlier, and to be around a bunch of people that play at that level, I think I mean, it took a year of really adjusting to it and realizing what it takes to kind of perform and succeed at that level. My freshman year had some ups and downs, a couple good outings here and there, but it was kind of just more about understanding that to be able to perform at this level, which at that time was the Mountain West, I mean, I got to get a lot better and I got to just put my head down and work. And I think my sophomore year, I reaped what I sowed in terms of that aspect. All fall and summer, I put my head down and got to work, and the sophomore year was a lot better. So
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I'm about to blow your mind real quick with this next question. Do you know Jason Sugar and Zach Argo?
I do know Jason Sugar and Zach
So
Fargo. Yes, sir.
I spent 11 days every single day in
Hmm.
Omaha with them, and I still talk to both of them now. They gave my son a bunch of Air Force patches. They were elite, man. They knew how to hang out with adults. They knew how to hang out with kids. They knew baseball. It was fun. It's funny. They said they weren't good at baseball, but they were there wearing the Air Force jerseys. And when I looked at this timeline, I knew you had to play together. But it makes me appreciate that team, right? When I think about you, when I think about Skeens, I think about those two guys. Man, not only just a talent standpoint, it definitely had to be some fun. So I feel like you definitely probably didn't regret even the slightest in picking Air Force for your first destination.
Not at all. I mean, when you look at the caliber of person that a school like that puts out, it is mind blowing. I mean, Paul is an amazing human being, and Sugar and Argo,
I can't believe
they're
they let them guys fly planes now. Like they send me videos, like those two guys.
it's
I'm not riding
ridiculous.
in it. I'm not riding.
Hell no, hell no.
But
I
you
mean, you got to
ultimately,
remember, man, they don't want the plane to go down as much as you don't.
I'm just saying,
That's a
look,
good
I seen
point.
these dudes drink like some fish when I was around them. Now, granted, it was vacay, right? Like they
Right.
were on leave, like, but it's just I don't know, it's a little sketchy for me. But ultimately you end up at Vanderbilt, man. No different than we were joking about like out of high school, but this time it is sky the limit. I feel like you picked a destination when you look at yourself academically, when you look at your maturity level that probably comes out of Air Force, you're somebody that's built for Vandy. Was it one of those things that coach, pitched to you, not just from a baseball standpoint, but said, hey, you fit our program and what we do here?
No doubt. I mean, when you look at Vandy in terms of other top, SEC programs, it's definitely more of an academic requirement, and that was something that I was looking for. I wanted to. I mean, when you enter the transfer portal, you're kind of putting all your chips in one basket and saying, leaving the military academy, saying, well, like, I'm all in on baseball. And having a school like Vanderbilt reach out and be interested in me was so special because I knew that that degree meant a lot more, if not like the same as a Air Force degree. So I knew that being able to come to a school like this and play the caliber of baseball that I was able to play, or am able to play currently is a dream come true. So it's been great.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's get into this year, man. I'm going to skip over junior year because I've been paying attention. Like I told you, Ryan Ginther told us you were the guy to watch. You're obviously on the stop of the year midseason watch list. I got to watch you pitch this last week. Last weekend against Tennessee, man. How have you felt? I know Vandy right now is surprising people, right? Which is not. It's crazy that Vandy is surprising anybody. Vandy is a top 10 caliber program always, but like for a lot of people, they kind of felt like they were maybe being slept on, and now winning some big time series this season, and now getting the ranking that they're due in the top 10. How are you feeling? What's the vibe of the team right now? Especially coming off that weekend series against Tennessee.
Vibes are up for sure. I think the team is playing well. It's a good group, and when you have a good group of guys that all like each other, it makes it easier to play for one another. And I think as a staff, everybody's just going out there rooting for each other and trying to do the best thing for the guy behind them and for the guy coming in after him. And as a hitter, you're just going up there trying to see as many pitches as you can, get on, get to the next guy. And I think as a team, we're putting our best foot forward each and every game, and
I
that's a good
do have
place to
one
be in.
question before Daniel takes over. When you get to watch your teammate, I talked about you were warming up in the bullpen. You were possibly going to come in and face people.
Mhm.
Coach makes a decision. You know what, man? We got our guy, and it's crazy, right? Because he had a couple walks, right? Like it was questionable. But when your teammate who was having a little adversity mows people's down with 3 straight pitches, just attacks them right in the strike zone. Man, how much do you love seeing your teammate just attack them fearlessly and then have success like that?
Fired up, fired up. I mean, McIlvain's he's had ups and downs this season, but for him to figure it out at such a crucial time for us in terms of the team, I mean, I had next batter and I was fully ready to go in for next batter, but for him to just watch, just 3 straight heaters, like, come and get it, that
I mean,
fires us up.
I thought at the time, I was like, I don't know that I agree because he just walked 2 guys, but man, he like you said, he came right at him with the heat and
Mhm.
punched it right by him.
He said, "Jim, hold my seeds."
Yeah, I mean, and Daniel, we're not talking about Peoples didn't watch any pitches. He came through swinging. The movement on these fastballs was nice. It was climbing the ladder.
I
He's
mean,
gross.
speaking of that, what's your pitch repertoire look like, Sawyer? What are you throwing these days?
So, I mean, coming from Air Force, I was basically just fastball and curveball, and that's how I found my success in the Mountain West. But when I got here last fall, and I kind of worked on it a lot more this fall, and I've been seeing a lot of success with it, was I added a slider and this kind of kick change phenomenon that's been going on where you kind of spike the middle finger and throw kind of a knuckle change up in a sense. And that's been kind of the bread and butter of my success this year was just having 4 pitches that I can, attack the strike zone with all 4 of them. So,
That changeup, how long did it take to get comfortable with that?
I mean, it is kind of uncomfortable, but I'm a supinator. I don't know if you guys know it. Like in terms of like, I can't throw anything that goes, into a righty, and I needed something to where when I spike my finger, it kind of gives me just a cue to let go of the ball, and it kind of goes that way. I mean, not a ton, but it's something, right? So I
When
think
you go into pitching specifics, he knows because he was a college baseball pitching coach. Me, how I
okay,
never pitched a day in my life. So I'm glad you gave the explanation, but you don't ever got to explain under that guy.
I got you, I got you.
He said a changeup. What's that?
No, I
Yeah.
knew the changeup, but when he starts adding in stuff, all right, I'm actually interested though. That's why I like when the pitching ninja talks pitching grips with guys
Mhm.
because those are things that I don't know. So when I see the guys do the different mechanics on it and how things work for them, I'm pretty fascinated.
Hey, shout out to Coach Bobby. Coach Bobby, if you see him on social media, he's doing some big things when it comes to pitching grips and showing how to make contact with certain pitches on
Yeah,
different
he's
aspects
breaking it.
and
He's breaking it
parts of the
down. The only
ball.
problem is he's in the ACC, so Sawyer ain't seeing none of it.
I mean, but you got to give Coach Bobby.
We're in a real conference of baseball around here.
I hear you. I hear you. Sawyer, I want you to tell me who said this. Sawyer is an active part of the staff. At the beginning of last year, his mid-year injury took him off the field and created a void for us. We're glad to have him back at full strength. He can fulfill a lot of different roles on our staff. Most importantly, he wants the ball. He is aggressive, fearless, confident, and competitive. Sawyer thrives in a team, competitive environment. He has great personality, has connection piece with every member of the team. He's an excellent student. Who said that? Do you know?
It sounds like Corbs.
It was. What does it mean to have a guy like Corbs saying stuff like that about you?
It's humbling, it's an honor to be able to even play in this program, like we've been talking about coming out of high school. I mean, it's been kind of surreal today, especially because I just graduated, and it's like, wow, if you would have told me I would have, 1, gone to Vanderbilt, and 2, graduated from Vanderbilt in high school, I would have told you to shut up. So it's like, I mean, having a coach like that, be in full support of you and being able to represent this university has been it's been a dream come true. It's been amazing. So I mean, having him in our corner and having the team kind of root for you and be a part of the team, that's as close as this one is. It's amazing.
Corbin and Vandy or Corbin and Vandy. Corbin and Sully are interesting, right? Because I don't like Vandy or Florida. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it to you.
Nah, it's all good.
But I can't help but to realize that those 2 guys are always going to be top 5 coaches and are always going to have their team there, as y'all are right now. And so you got to tip the cap. Hey, me and my son met Corbin 2 years ago in Hoover, and my son got his autograph and everything. And people were like, I thought you hate Vandy. I was like, man, respect is respect. And I told my son that dude is legit. And after that, he wanted his autograph. So if you thought I was going to be like, oh, no, man, that's a sorry Vandy coach. Like, no, it ain't going down like that.
Nah, that's one of the goats, man. Respect. Yeah, I mean, it really is.
We
I
actually
mean,
gotten past. I said we don't. You know what, Daniel? There's such a disdain for Arkansas. I think Vandy. So now it's Arkansas and Florida. I don't even think I have issues with Vandy because I can't hate, on like 3 teams. I can only just do 2. I only got enough negativity in my body to mess with 2.
There you
got
go.
you. Hey, well,
So
that's nice. I'm happy to hear that.
I was rooting for him to come in. When they had him warming up in the pen, they were like, oh, he threw 30-something pitches the day before. What will we be able to do? I was like, he's our upcoming guest. I told him this before the show. I was like, I mean, he's coming on, so we got to talk big things. So if he's got to come down and strike out Peeps, then so be it.
Yeah. Do what you got to do. No, I wanted you to hear that because I think it just kind of solidifies this whole journey you've been on, especially after graduating. Like to hear a guy as respected as Tim Corbin say those type of words, it just kind of really like hammers in like what you've done in your career. And, regardless of where you go from here, like there are people out there that believe in you and know the potential that you bring to anything. And I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, having somebody like that in your corner and somebody that believes in you that's as revered as he is, it's amazing. So yeah, I mean, we just got to
I
keep
believe
doing
in
the
you
right
like
thing.
that, Daniel. Don't worry, man.
True. Well, all right, Sawyer, we got to get into a little game, man, before you bounce out of here, man. You
Let's
good to
do
play
it,
a
man.
game?
Of course,
right.
let's do it.
Look, he had Ruth Chris Steakhouse. This man can take on the world right now.
Wow,
Dude,
I mean,
hammered up.
You need to nap.
Ribeye. I know. I feel huge right now. It's delicious. So
I mean,
I told him I ate a sausage and cheese plate on the fly on the way in here. I'm not on the same level.
no, not at all. That's the Timu version of the ribeye, the sausage and cheese plate, bro. Well, we're gonna do some blind rankings. You done blind rankings before?
heard of it. I don't know if I've done one, but I know the concept.
All right, so really, it's going to be the top 5 of a topic that I provide for you. You're not going to know the options. You just have to take the options and place them where you think they might go. And then
Gotcha.
obviously you'll get more information as it goes, but eventually you'll have all 5 ranked without even knowing what they are.
All right.
All right, so with that, the blind rankings are brought to you by Jim, Old Dominic Distillery. You know what you could do at Old Dominic Distillery?
You can go take a tour and learn about 100. What is it? 150? How many years we talking?
150 years of tradition. It's in the heart of downtown Memphis. Bourbon, vodka, whiskey, gin. They got you covered on anything that you need. So go online, go in, take some tests.
What's crazy? Fun fact for you, Sawyer. The best tour guide they got is also the highest shooting best umpire in the SEC. Javero January is the best tour guide you're going to find, and he averages a 98.3% behind the plate. So talk about a guy who's getting it done all over the place.
Damn. No, that's sick. That's awesome.
He's all over.
Because you only umpire so many months in a season. Got to have another gig.
Yeah, got it. I like that.
For sure. All right, Sawyer, here we go. Here's your blind rankings topic. Top cities in Florida. Top cities in Florida. All right, coming out the gate, first one. This is near and dear to old Jim's heart. Jacksonville, Florida.
I mean, I was stationed there. I wouldn't call
it. When I moved to Florida, I made a quick stop in Jacksonville to visit my friend Jim. So where would you
back? And you'll never go back.
I mean, it was fine, but it's
it's a cool city. My homie, one of my best friends growing up, goes to Jacksonville University, so I can't dunk on it too bad. I'll go.
We've actually, Sawyer, we've had one guest from JU, and he actually has made it to the show. Michael Darrell Hicks, who we had on the show, actually, when we did it as a favor to somebody. They wanted us to interview some JU guys, and here we are. He's in the show. Who would have thought?
Damn, that's fine. All right, but Jacksonville, we all know that's not the greatest city in Florida, not even close. So I'll throw it 4.
Nice enough to not put it 5.
Yeah, it's not 5, but it'll be 4.
There you go. All right, next one is my hometown, Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, I love Tampa. I'll throw. There are better cities in Florida, but I will throw Tampa. I'll go 2. Tampa's a 2.
That's respectable. I could take that for Tampa.
Tom Brady loves Tampa. It tells me everything.
Exactly.
Show for sure. A lot of people do. It's a great place.
Yeah, I like Tampa.
All right, third, Miami. I'm going to Miami.
Yeah,
to Miami.
So to keep it real, I've never even been to Miami. I've driven through it on the way going down to the Keys, but I've never been there. I've heard it's chill. I've heard it's expensive though.
Yeah, you gotta have some dough down there.
Yeah, shit. I'll go 3. Miami's a 3.
All right. I don't blame you. I put it right there in the middle. Been there. It is what it is, man. Next one, Orlando. Orlando.
Man,
You got
leaving the
one
one
and four
opens
available.
risky. Leaving
One
the
and
one
four.
opens risky.
I mean, let's think about what Orlando offers. I mean, it's
I mean,
a
Orlando's sick.
tourist destination.
Daniel, I always think about the scene in Never Back Down. He goes, "Don't you want to come see me in Orlando?" He goes, "Yeah, if I was 12."
That's very true.
Nah, I mean Orlando's cool. It's a good little city. I've been downtown there a couple of times, but the traffic is brutal coming in and out of there. On I-4. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna throw a 5. I think I'm gonna leave the one open. You're gonna
Disney
surprise
World
me.
last. I love it.
Disney World last, man. There's too many people going on.
He said, "Bump that mouse."
Well, I think
bro.
you made the right decision considering what's coming.
I don't. I'm interested to see. All right, the last one, obviously, it's got to be slotted in at number 1 is West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay, yeah, no, West Palm
Palm.
Beach is sick. That
You don't think so,
that
Daniel? I
works out.
went and saw Dave Matthews in West Palm Beach back in the day when I was in the Navy. Our ship stopped there. It's pretty sick.
Jesus.
I don't know. It ain't. I think an underrated city.
See,
That's
the problem
it's
with Sawyer
definitely
is he's a
underrated.
family man now, so he thinks Orlando is above there. But if he
No.
was single, he'd
No,
want to
no,
go
no,
to
no,
West
no, no.
Palm Beach.
No.
Nah, I mean West
Hear
Palm
me
Beach is
out
the
now.
spot.
Hear me out. Key West isn't on there.
Well, you can only name so many.
I know, but I think Key West is way better. And this is a hot take. You could take West Palm off there and put Key West on there. You could take Jacksonville off there and put Fort Lauderdale on there.
So
Boom.
here's the thing. I put the 5 that they played on the makeshift project, just like I do every game. Because it was just like, look, hey, so I told you that we had Ben Zobrist on, and he got so mad that we didn't have the natural on the list. And I said, Ben, calm down. I went by the list that was given to me, man. And I was like, and also we talked to college guys. Like, I was like, that movie's so old, half of them hadn't seen it. So I was like, man,
Is that with Robert Redford?
Right, but you've seen it, but more times than not, guys have not seen it. That movie's early 80s.
I mean, Sawyer, it is sometimes though, like Jim and I, like we've had this conversation off air, is we'll in our eyes, we're like given like these dynamite like games, but like sometimes we're so far removed from the youth where like things are cool to us, but you guys are like, I've never seen that movie before, or I don't know who that is.
Have you seen Hardball with Keanu Reeves?
Yes. Where he comes.
The first one we went
Baltimore, right?
Yeah, we had to remove it from the movies one because it was the one that was on the list. We had 3 straight guests, and ironically, I had a guest host the one episode. Mike Hughes is from Chicago, which is where that movie is, and he was heartbroken that they didn't know what it was.
Nah, my pops loves that movie. Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
You just got to be ready to have your tissue. That's all.
It's a tearjerker.
But speaking of tearjerker, you're not getting out of here. Daniel, only if we have an intellectual guest, gives a hypothetical question before he cuts you loose.
Okay. All right. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is some deep thought. All right. So you come across a book, you pick it up. I don't know if you're a reader, but on this particular day, you are intrigued. So you start reading. You read one chapter, you read the next chapter, you read like 10, 11 chapters. It's going quick. You're so into this book and you realize, oh, I'm so into this book because it's the story of my life from the minute I was born all the way up to, current day. It's exactly what I've lived through. So you get to the point where you're on this podcast with us. It's current day. Like do you keep reading the book to find out how it ends?
I think there's something special about kind of going with the flow of life and approaching things like as they come to you. I think knowing what would happen in your life would be interesting, right? I mean, knowing what would, how you would die, presumably how you would go about life in terms of wife and kids and whatnot. But I think, letting that experience come to you naturally is something that, I mean, that's what life's all about,
But in baseball and life, there's a knuckle changeup.
Damn right. There
so
is.
Daniel's going to throw it to you.
No, I mean,
all right. We got a caveat. Go ahead, Daniel.
What happens if you get to present day and you got like 4 pages left in the book?
What do you do then?
Oh shit! All right, now that's a toss. I mean, so at that point, you would want to know what happened, right?
Right.
I mean, would you? I don't know.
Or you throw the book away, burn it. So I don't know.
Get
Live
rid. I
life to the
mean, damn,
fullest
that's
for them
actually
4 pages, 4 minutes, 4 days, 4 years. I don't know what those 4 pages would encompass, but I
well.
don't
I
know.
mean, at the end of it, I mean, you would know the pace of the book in terms of like how that went about. But if it were to set up some hypotheticals about what would go on next, and you're like, I don't know, man. I'm probably still not reading it. I'm probably putting it
No,
down and
we're
just
not
closing
either.
it.
What if it had some Inception stuff and the last page was like you woke up from a dream
The dreidel still
and
spinning. Yeah.
man,
That's why I hate movies like that, because the possibilities you think, man, like this whole life you've lived is just a dream, and you're like, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's wonky shit. I don't like to think about that. I just like to keep it, you know.
make this life be simple, please. It's hard
It's
enough
hey, it's
to
just like, look, what the ones that trip me out is something like Fight Club, where he's schizophrenic and his friend's not real. It's
Yeah.
like, what if I got a friend that ain't even there? Like those any movie where it's potential where like you could be crazy, like
Mhm.
crazy. Well, Sawyer, man, it's been a blast. Anything you want to plug or promote before you get out of here?
Nah, man, I'm all good. Thank you guys for having me on. It's been awesome. Appreciate you guys taking the time.
Absolutely. Well, I'll help you out a little bit. Obviously, you guys came off a big weekend
Mhm.
against Tennessee, and you got another big one this weekend, closing out SEC play
Mhm.
at home against Kentucky. Kentucky's coming in. It's a team that was in Omaha last year, so this is a good way to end the season, a good test. You got a 6 o'clock game on Thursday. It's senior poster giveaway and happy hour.
Mhm.
It's 6 o'clock on Friday. It's another senior poster giveaway. And then on Saturday, you guys got a little matinee, another senior poster giveaway, and it's Salute to Service Day on Saturday at 2 p.m.
yeah.
in Nashville. I mean, Sawyer, it's going to be a big weekend. We wish you the best of luck. If there's anything we can do for you, man, reach out to us.
Will do, man. I appreciate you guys. It should be a fun weekend.
No.
These guys are good. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Before you cut them loose, I want to see something. I got this Vandy lineup card. I want to see. There it is. Let's see if he pitched.
Let's see. Is he in there?
Did you pitch on the 20th against Texas A&M? Let's see. Fennell was the starting pitcher.
I pitched
Yes,
in that
you're right
game.
there.
I pitched in that
88.
game.
Look, I need
Yeah.
you to sign this.
Hey,
That's
I
why
can
you
do
know the
that, man.
umpires. That's why you don't talk bad
Let's
about
see
the
that.
umpires, Daniel.
Let's see that writing.
Dude,
The last,
he's pretty sweet on the pen.
I mean,
Nah, yeah, he's got good handwriting.
the last lineup card we looked at, my 7-year-old looked like she wrote it.
No, but he just needs these to get signed by the guests. I'll tell you who's a baller. We usually had all the best players, I feel like, in the country. On one that we haven't, Daniel, RJ Austin that dude can rate.
Yeah, he's a gamer. He's a ball player for sure.
Defensively, offensively, 5-tool guy. He's one of those guys that should go early in the first round, in my opinion. If they don't, man, they're sleeping on him. But I know you're a pitcher, but you faced him a time or two. I'm sure he's a dog.
Nah, he is. I mean, he's a tough out, and he's just got to get himself out. You know, you just got to get lucky on one of those guys. He just got to mishit it or something. You know,
just hit it at somebody, please.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's one of those. So you're out there just don't jack it over the fence, man. That's all I can ask.
Well, we truly do appreciate you, man. With no more Daniel, I'm
you're done with that.
With him and Ginther,
Done
man,
with the Vandy hate, man. That's clutch.
Yeah, the Commodores have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this.
Just wait till I hear the Whistler again in Hoover next week.
You don't like the Whistler, man?
No, nobody in college baseball.
Yeah, I don't know if we like. I don't know if we.
Still not the worst guy. Last year, I heard the Southern Miss guy do the throw it in the dirt at Tennessee, and boy, he makes the Whistler look good. Like, throw it in the dirt. And it's like, what am I hearing, dude? Like, what is?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
What does he say?
Sounds like a little girl chicken thing. I don't know, man. It's
yeah,
crazy.
Can I hear you do it one more time?
Can we hear it one more time?
It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm not doing it again, but it sounds terrible. And he does it every time they're pitching.
Good Lord.
It's worse than the whistle. So, yeah, do better, Southern Miss.
I mean, if you're going to have
it just came out, Daniel. I couldn't help it.
If you're going to have a distractor out there in the crowd, make it be a fun distractor. I don't know what that is because it ain't
I
cowbell,
think
it ain't the whistler,
y'all
it ain't
winning
throw it in the
against
dirt, dude. I
was
don't know what it is.
Was the Vandy A&M series at A&M or Vandy?
That was at home.
Okay, because if you would have been there, I think because me and Daniel got to hear it in Omaha last year, the ball 5 chant or ball 4 chant, and then it goes into ball 5. I think it's pretty elite, man. It can rattle you.
That's up there in terms of like crowd interaction things for sure. That I mean, nobody wants to be throwing balls, and when you're getting
And
dunked on by a
everybody's
bunch of
loving
people,
it.
yeah.
Well, man, we could do this all night. We'll cut you loose. I know it's late. We talked about it. You actually probably got class tomorrow. I don't know. It's kind of late for you. You may
Nah,
not.
I mean,
No,
we're
he's
all
done, dude. He's
Hey,
got
man.
that
That's
paper
right.
now.
He got to do. He might be. You know what? He might be going to be a doctor for all I know.
I don't know. What is the plan? Like, what are you gonna do next?
Play pro baseball.
So I mean,
I hope so.
hopefully career in baseball. But if not, I've got some. My uncle works in for Johnson and Johnson and sells spinal equipment for medical sales. So hopefully, I could get hooked up with something like that.
Go work at J&J and sell that
Yes, sir.
Never what you know, Daniel. Who you
spinal.
know?
My back is broken.
Hey,
Spinal.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, no matter what it is. But I think it'll definitely play in baseball. Daniel will just be another baseball card I got to collect as a guest.
I know, man. He's gonna be hitting you up, Sawyer, for autos. So just be ready.
No, I buy them auto. What are you talking about? These are all guests.
I was trying to help you out and see what he would say to save you some money. Maybe he'd be like,
Hey,
"Yeah,
I got you.
Don't be good. I just got my new Chase Burns in, who's a guest. I got my Charlie Condon in. I'm going broke, baby. Let's go.
He's trying to get you to be like, oh man, it's worth it. So you can like
I'm
feed
pretty
into
broke.
this.
It ain't worth it. I just can't help it. I'm sentimental like that. I didn't know when we started this, Sawyer, we are going to have 71 guys who had Topps First Bowman autograph cards. Okay. So
that's pretty special.
We're going to start interviewing some scrubs, bro.
Save you some money, man.
We're doing JUCO Fest 2026. Stay tuned.
There you go. Hey, most of those guys might go big too.
Yeah, we've had a few actually. All jokes aside, so that don't
Those
work.
new eligibility requirements, they might be 40 years old. No, Sawyer, man, we'll let you bounce. We appreciate you. Good luck this weekend. If there's anything we can do, man, for sure, reach out to us.
Hey, we'll do, man. I appreciate y'all. Be easy.
Absolutely. That's Sawyer Hawks, everybody. If you like hearing Sawyer's story or you just like hearing Average Joe's talk X's and O's, please share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, click like, click subscribe, click notifications. That way you're first to know when
20 million.
20 million. What does that mean?
20 million views.
Let's go. 20 million going on.
Somebody likes listening and watching us and hearing it. I saw somebody said, what videos do you decide to post, Daniel? We always post videos of our guests, like the Trey Morgan catch yesterday. If I see a video of any of our guests in any sport, that I'll post them. Maybe there's the anomalies like the Jordan Childs where I just had to have it right. Maybe a Shohei Ohtani, but for the most part, 90% of the clips are our guests. I love people seeing them show out, kind of tag it to our episodes where we interview them. But you've been killing it on the Grid and Grind show and talking about all that on the Grid. We obviously got Pros and Joes back with Mike. I think we're going to do Durangelo Sagente next, but obviously just had a huge one of Ben Zobrist, me and you, whether or just me and you or just me. Ton of episodes this week, 7 in, and next week, man, we're killing it in gymnastics. We're going 4 deep in gymnastics. So
let's go. Let's do it. We gotta talk to some folks. The season is over with, but the season is just beginning, if that makes sense. If you know what I mean. All right, let's bounce out of here. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate the love. Thank you to all the sponsors. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.